Adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Download!
This is Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Luca from Autumn Fires.
I'm Daryl from Autumn Fires.
And Callum from Autumn Fires.
Are you sure you're all from that band?
We think. A couple of stragglers on the way.
There you go. So, you're here at fucking Download. That's cool as hell. And I heard there's stuff going on with Kerrang and all this cool stuff, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, we got here from winning the deal. I'm not sure if you're aware of the competition. It was a thing where we had to submit our band, and then it was through a voting system through fans. And then once we got shortlisted to the final, it was like from 10 bands, and then from there they chose us as a winning band. And from what we've heard, it's unanimous vote apparently.
Wow.
So I think we've done pretty well.
So you guys are pretty good then, I guess.
Yeah, you got to say yeah.
What did it feel like when they said that to you?
Amazing. I think there's a video online that Kerrang did post of all of us crying straight away. Just oh my god, the reaction for us, I think. Yeah, it was incredible. Nice.
So how many years did it take you to win that?
Ooh, I'm going to pass this one to Callum, actually, because...
I mean, 4 years. You know, we've been going sort of 4.5 or so, something like that years. I can never remember if it was 2020 or 2021.
See, that's pretty good, though.
Yeah.
Okay, because I always say it takes 20 years to become an overnight success. You did it in 4.
Sounds about right, yeah. 20 years is a pretty solid number, I think.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I mean, we started in lockdown over COVID, if we all remember that tragedy that was for 18 months.
I'm trying to forget. I still have trauma from it.
Yeah, same. You know, we didn't gig for 18 months. We started, and then 2 weeks later, lockdown. So, it was...
I've heard a lot of stories like that. Bands started and then locked down, like they didn't even really do a gig yet and locked down. But there's a positive I found out of COVID. I've said it for years. It gave artists a chance to jump off the hamster wheel of constant, no time for anything, meet deadlines, blah, 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 and not be creative anymore. That you had time to slow down and create the music you really wanted to create instead of partially.
Yeah, and I think it's the same for us. I think we've really capitalized on that. You know, we've been releasing music that we all really enjoy, and it seems like a lot of our, you know, we've got an amazing fan group, and they love it as well, you know, so it's clearly gone down well. And yeah, the time that we've had with lockdown, I think we've used it pretty effectively.
That's what shortened the 20 years to the 4.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
so
sounds about right.
Thank the lockdown for that.
Yeah.
Like, thank God it happened. But I have also another philosophy. I'm like, that's why everybody's so angry and pissed off and all this shit going on in the world, because we had no live music for 2 years. What the fuck? You need that for therapy.
Yeah. I mean, we had shows booked in, we had holidays, and it was all of a sudden just can't go.
And as somebody that's an attendee, I have no mosh pit to get my shit out, so I want to beat the shit out of people. Right?
At least you're honest, yeah.
I mean, like, that's the beauty of the pit, is you get all your shit out, so people think, oh, you got people going in to hurt people. No, that's where you go so you won't hurt people.
Mosh pits are some of the actual nicest people.
No doubt.
You know, like, I remember being in one years ago, a band called Chunk No Captain Chunk, and it was just one of the, there's a guy with big old dreadlocks that just hit someone, and it was immediately, oh my God, I'm so sorry, you know, and you've just got these beat downs going on. It's a lovely play. I mean, yeah, everyone thinks it's going to be painful and stuff. Yeah, it can happen, but it's lovely.
Let me tell you a story of what happened at Download a couple years ago. During the Bring Me the Horizon set, there was this, it's always the big dudes. There was this really big dude that came into a pit. He wasn't there to pit. He was there to hurt people. And, like, they always go after the little people. And, like, you're stupid because I'm a little person. I'm going to come around that pit. I'm going to sink down like Mike Tyson and lunge up with my elbow, and I'll be on the other side of the pit before you even know who it was. You know,
Rey Mysterio over here, yeah?
But what happened was he was going in there bullying people, And then this one dude that was bigger than him walked up to him and he goes, "Why don't you pick on somebody your own size?" And then everybody ganged up, and they didn't hurt the dude. They removed him and banned him from the pit. And
Good.
that dude, it's funny, Mr. Tough Guy, he all of a sudden was scared because he was on the outside of the pit and he didn't dare come back in again. That's what the pit's about. We all protect
good.
each other. We're a family. Somebody falls, you pick them up. I was at, Punk Rock Bowling a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
I lost my shoe in the pit. Somebody got it for me. You know, I didn't have to go get smashed on the foot to go to find it. They're like, this girl, it was a girl actually. She goes, "Hey, I saw your shoe." I'm like, "Cool, where is it?" "Oh, I'll go get it for you." That's what happens in the pit.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a nice person. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. You know,
Definitely.
we're all big family, and I think that's something that also causes bands like you to win competitions like that. Not just the musicianship, but also the attitude.
And I'd like to think that our attitude on this side of things, I like to think we're all almost like a family. We're not just ourselves, but with the crowd and our fans, you know. Like we got some nice crowd interactions bits, you know, one of them, you know, it's really good fun. I mean, to hear people shout it back to us today, honestly, it was amazing. But honestly, it wasn't. It was like my in-ear pack had died, annoyingly, for that song. And it was literally all I could hear during that part. You've just got the band, and then it's just straight back at us, you know, and it was amazing, you know, such a good feeling. But yeah, I like to think that we're right on the attitude side of things, if we are connected with sort of everyone that we meet.
So let's talk a little bit about your music for listeners that have never heard you. How would you describe your music? And don't use a genre, because I hate locking bands into a genre, okay?
Well, so without using the genre?
You can use one if you want, but like,
I think
I'm
obviously,
not looking for that. I'm not looking for you to say, well, we are micro post apocalyptic micro metal.
Nah, I think obviously we are a pop punk band, but I think our main focus is all on like live energy, especially in the shows. We're all best mates. I think people can see that, like watching us even today, like you can just see that we're all having a good time together. We bounce off each other really well. And it does come across live. Well, I feel like it does that way. You're just watching back videos or like feedback from fans and friends and family, like we always get a good reception. So I think what we're trying to do is get perceived well.
And you know, when you get a little older, you have a little different attitude. I'm old school, and like I was always like when I was younger, fucking pop punk, that's not punk, okay? Punk is the antithesis of pop. What the hell? However, that is a stupid freaking philosophy for two reasons. One is, why don't we want to bring music that's so important, that sends an important message to the masses, opposed to the handful of people that can't make the difference? That's number one. Number two, Green Day was here last night. First time I saw Green Day, I'm like, holy shit. They are fucking good.
They're amazing.
And last night, I ran out of here from an interview. I'm running through the crowd. I'm American. Their first song's American Idiot.
Yeah.
And I'm like screaming, I don't want to be an American idiot. You know? So I'm like actually thankful for bands like you that, you know, that's why I say the genre pop punk is not what people think it means.
No, I think it's a very... It's a happy place, but it's like it's for everyone. And like you said, like the word makes it sound a lot worse than it is, but give us a chance, and
right.
you'll understand.
And when you say the energy, that's
especially
a live show. That's total punk.
Yeah,
the energy of a live show that you guys put on.
It's still stuff you can mosh to, jump around, have good fun.
No doubt. I was in the Green Day pit.
Yeah,
you know,
you see it on the big screens. It was crazy. So
what was even cooler is that Welcome to Rockville last month, I took my grandson into the Green Day pit because that's his favorite band.
That's sick. That's so good.
So tell people how they can reach out to you on socials, on the net. buy your merch. That's important. They can't listen to my show unless they buy your merch.
Well,
and all that other stuff.
We do have some flyers that we'll probably be walking around today, handing out people. It's got a QR code on it. It's got a Spotify and merch on there. You can find it on Instagram, Autumn Flyers UK, Facebook. Yeah, we're on everything, so plug it.
Nice. Well, do you have any final words for our listeners?
We're just grateful to be here. We're trying to soak up everything we can, so we're really appreciative. So.
Well, we're glad you're here. You're like the highlight of Download. Of course, I tell everybody that, but no.
We'll take it.
There you go. But I think everybody is the highlight of Download, because without bands like you and every other band on here, this wouldn't be the most amazing festival it is. So thanks for being here, and thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.